Hey friends, come thrifting with us today.
Hey, we're heading to Goodwill to look for some fun home decor.
We think it's fun to take otherwise discarded items and give them a second chance with a little bit of a makeover. So we're excited to show you what we found, and I think you're gonna like some of these ideas. And be sure to stick around because we're going to tell you exactly how much we spent thrifting today at the end of the video.
The day we were at Goodwill, all red price tags were half off.
Sometimes you can find super cute things like this chair. You can tell has already had a makeover, and it was adorable, but we just didn't have a place for it in our homes, so we had to walk by. And this desk was also in great condition, and I could see the potential for a makeover, but again, we just didn't need it, and we already have a lot of furniture at home to refinish, but that was a great deal.
I feel what comes after. Hold on for better days.
This Lazy Susan was really in great condition, but I thought I would use it more if I turned it into a pedestal stand.
Days like these, we can see the way to live out a new chapter. Tides coming our way as we move closer to a madness. Times like these, they come and go, so let this feeling grow. Finally see what we've always known, so let this feeling grow. These days come to life like a river keeps on winding.
We let the glue cure for a full 24 hours. If you were going to use this stand for just decoration, you could leave it as is or seal it with just a top coat, but I want to use this for food, and so I'm going to use just some cutting board oil to protect the beautiful wood finish.
Finally see what we've always known, so let this feeling grow.
So this is a little bit different style of video for us, so if you enjoy this content, please let us know down in the comments and give us a thumbs up so we can make more videos just like this.
Feeling grow. Finally see what we've always known. So let feel it grow. Times like these.
Here I'm just using a 1/4 inch painter's tape to mask off and create a unique design for this piece, and you can find that linked down in the description box below.
Be what you wanna be.
Now I'm just masking off the rest of the box. I'm probably going overboard here, but I didn't want to get paint anywhere else on the box where I didn't want it. And I'm just using some leftover paint that I mixed up from my kitchen island makeover. It was just some leftover paint, so it's always great to use what you have on hand.
Feelings you see right through. Find the moment and make
And after the paint is on, I'm going to peel off the tape. It's always best to do this while the paint is still wet. That's going to help you get those nice crisp lines.
else can create it. Take your banner and raise it to the sky. There's only one way out. Inside a prison.
Now you can leave this as is. It would be great for decor, but I'm planning to use it in my kitchen, so I'm adding a top coat that will dry with a matte finish so there's no sheen. I just wanted to protect it from any kind of water damage.
The fire. No one else can slay the dragon sleeping inside of you. Find the moment and make it. Write your headline and raise it to the sky. No one else can create it. Take your banner and raise it to the sky. Find the moment and make it. Write your headline and raise it to the sky. No one else can create it. Take your banner and raise it to the sky.
There was a couple spots where I didn't get the masking tape quite right, so I'm just touching it up with a little bit of a black paint and an artist brush. To help the raised design stand out a little bit, I'm going to take a little bit of this antique gold rub and buff and lightly rub it on the design. And this is one of my favorite products to use to just make an old piece look fantastic.
I wanted to raise this tray up just a little bit, so I'm using some extra wood beads that we had left over from this chandelier that we gave a makeover to. So I'm just using a little bit of wood glue, and then we're gonna let that dry for 24 hours. And again, if this were just for decor purposes, this would be fine as is, but I am planning to put this in our bathroom. And so I wanted to protect it from any moisture, so I'm adding a top coat to create that barrier for protection. Then we had a piece of glass cut down to size at Lowe's. It was super inexpensive. It was like $4. And we are going to trim this rattan down to size. This was just left over from a dresser makeover that we did. Again, it's just nice to use things that you have on hand and use them for more than one project. And sometimes you can even come across items that are pretty much brand new that just may need a little bit of cleaning up, and that's just what we did here with this picture frame. I'm going to start off by spraying some primer on this vase, and then once that has dried 24 hours, I'm going to add on a coat of this navy blue paint, let that dry, and I added on a second coat for more durability. And this throw blanket was actually brand new, so I'm just gonna throw it in the wash and it's gonna be perfect in our family room.
We found these really unique and pretty picture frames, and so we're just going to clean these up. And I thought it would be so fun to add a recipe in here. This is my mom's handwriting on one of her favorite recipes, and it looks so pretty in my kitchen. Of course, you could always add a photo.
We let this cure for a full 24 hours. Also, as you're watching our video, make sure to let us know if you have any favorites so far down in the comments below. And you definitely could leave that box as is. It just wasn't my style, so we're just roughing up the top of the box here because it had like a glossy epoxy surface to it, and we needed to sand that off a little bit to prep it for our paint for our next step. I'm applying a coat of primer first because I really want this new surface to bond to that epoxy. I also added a coat of white paint after that and let that dry for a full 24 hours before moving on to this next step. I used our silhouette machine, which is similar to a Cricut, to make this design, and I'm just going to apply this to it and use it as a stencil, and of course you could use any stencil that you have on hand. And again, I'm just using that same navy blue paint that I had mixed up from our kitchen island makeover. As you watch our videos, you'll find that I like a neutral color palette of blue and white, and my mom loves to use black and white. So you'll see those colors a lot on our channel. But remember that you can always customize it or tweak it to fit your own style. We know there are a lot of you out there that prefer a wider color palette than we normally use, but our goal is that you can gain some inspiration here, that the items you find and personalize them to your liking, and that is the real beauty of DIY. While the paint is still wet, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this vinyl, and it was being a pain. I don't know if you guys have ever used this before where it just was breaking. I don't know if it was just that my design was too intricate. Comment below if you've had this happen before. It was a pain, but I got through it and it did turn out good.
We picked up this Hutch top a little while ago, but we couldn't pass up the price. It was only $5 and it was in really great shape. But it was not really my style, and so we're going to give it a little bit of a refresh. The top of this hutch is going to need some lumber. It just has the molding going around the edge, and so I bought some select pine boards to go over the top, but we do need to glue 2 boards together. We had created pocket holes on one of the boards with our Craig jig, and we'll link that product down below. That is a fabulous tool if you need to combine boards together. The boards were slightly warped, and so Steph's going to push down on keep the boards level while I insert the screws into each of those pocket holes. And we're going to let the glue cure for about 24 hours.
Now we're going to rip the board down to the width of the hutch, and we're using our rip cut jig, which is fantastic. It makes it so much easier to do. And then we're also going to cut it to the right length so it fits the top of that hutch just perfectly.
We're going to use this product, Mask and Peel, to mask off around the glass without having to tape. Usually we would take the doors off of a piece, but this piece is so old and the screws were kind of corroded, we could not get them off, so we're just going for it. I've already painted the shelves, and now I want to give the shelves a really durable finish, so I'm going to use this top coat and I'm going to apply 2 coats to each of the shelves. And since we painted the cabinet in chalk paint, we need to protect that as well, and I'm going to just use a clear wax. To remove this mask and peel, you're supposed to score the edge where the wood meets the glass, and then grab a corner with the edge of your knife and peel it off. And I'm not sure if I applied it wrong, but I could not get it to just peel. So I finally had to just take a straight razor blade and just scrape it off the glass.
Let us know if you've used this before and have any tips.
And instead of buying new hardware for this piece, we're going to just clean up the old with some Barkeeper's Friend. Once the hardware was cleaned up, it was pretty coppery in color, which really wasn't going to go with the look I wanted. So I'm going to again take that antique gold rub and buff, and I'm going to apply it to the hardware with a stiff bristled brush. I ordered this peel and stick wallpaper off of Amazon, and when it arrived, I realized that it was really just contact paper, and so you could see through the white areas, and so that meant that we needed to paint the back of the hutch and make so it wasn't brown anymore. It was fairly easy to apply. I just needed a smoothing tool and then pulled down the backing as I worked and smoothed it out as I went. I found these cute furniture legs on Amazon, and they were really the inspiration for this entire piece. Once I found the cute French style legs, I felt like the cabinet needed that style too. They were really simple to install. You just need to pre-drill some pilot holes and then attach the legs with the included screws.
And this is everything we found thrifting at Goodwill this day. And before we get to the grand total, if you enjoyed this video, please give our video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. We have a bunch more videos just like this, and we love sharing our ideas with you. Now let's get to that grand total. If you remember, some of our items were half off that day, and even getting some larger pieces like that furniture, we spent a grand total of $60.44 pre-tax. And be sure to check out the description box for more information on all of the products we used in this video. Thanks so much for watching. We're so glad that you are here. And as always, here at Sunnyside Design, we hope to bring your home to the sunny side of the street.